Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. The Radio Shack robbery suspect has been identified. Diageo struts their stuff, and West Small brings you the top news stories of the year. These stories and more are up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, the robbery suspect who was killed by the Virgin Islands Police Department on St. Thomas has now been identified. He was only 20 years old and had a long criminal record. News Channel 8's Lee Carl refiles this report.
A follow-up to that attempted robbery at Radio Shack. You heard from the police chief, Rodney Carrard. Now they have identified the dead man as 20-year-old Vigil Niles Jr. He's around the Berg's home area down below us here. A statement from the police said he was shot by officers when he attempted to flee the scene of the robbery. You know the story already. Police Commissioner Norville Francis Jr. gave the order for the officers to be placed on leave pending the outcome of the investigation. They both were directly involved in the incident and discharged their weapons. They have been sent for post-traumatic evaluation and pending fitness of duty evaluation and the like. Francis could not say how long the investigations would take, but police said that the store was closing, as I had mentioned before. Last customer had left. Two gunmen entered the store. Witnesses said one employee was in the back of the storeroom. When she heard screams, she fled up the back exit. When the officers arrived, the suspects were still inside the store. Officers trying to call for a backup and a cordoned off the area. One of the suspects came out of the building on the back end of the building to the sort of right and banged on the door of Domino. They did not open the door, otherwise we'd have had another problem here. The other person escaped to the left near the immigration building and went out, and apparently in the parking lot just behind what used to be the Frank's Bakery, police shot him down. Apparently a gun was found underneath his body. So that is the situation. Police Chief Rodney Carrard said the man was shot in the upper part of his body, possibly the head or neck. Niles was shot in the side parking lot of Doctor's Choice Pharmacy, as I mentioned before. Following the shooting, Niles was taken to the hospital, and of course he died of the gunshot wounds. Investigation is underway. Identified once again as a dead man as 20-year-old Vigil Niles Jr., and according to the information we're receiving, he has a laundry list of things involved with the police over a long period of time, especially around the field with a gang there, as well as Berg's home and Garden Street. So the investigation still is underway. In St. Thomas, Lee Carl for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Lee Carl. And we now have a look at the crime situation on St. Croix, and unfortunately, it's not good. News Channel 8's Wes Small has more.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. We now have 3 pictures, 3 out of the 4 suspects that I mentioned yesterday. And now keep focused here, because crime is so much on the rise that it's kind of confusing. 4 suspects, actually it was 5 suspects, who were all arrested recently for possessing 2 revolvers and a semi-automatic pistol. One of those suspects is a minor, so you won't be seeing his picture anytime soon. But pictured here is 20-year-old Philip Gordon from Barron Spot. 21-year-old Alexander Gordon, also from Barron Spot. 18-year-old Akeem Matthew from Strawberry. Now, not pictured was Aslan Morton. He's 21 years old, and we don't have his picture yet. But meanwhile, all of these suspects are charged with various weapons charges, plus contributing to that minor that I mentioned. Now, police have ID'd the suspect who shot an innocent man and also wounded that 4-year-old girl in LaGrange recently. Here's his picture. 21-year-old Anudius Acevedo. Let me repeat his name. 21-year-old Anudius Acevedo. He's now charged with various charges like reckless endangerment and the like, including attempted murder for the Christmas Day rampage in Estate LaGrange, all over a woman. That's right, a female. This was a situation that could have ended up deadly and a tragedy, with that 4-year-old little girl getting fragments of glass from the broken window from the bullet. Also, a bullet just centimeters away from the driver's brain. We could look for the prosecutors to probably throw the book at 21-year-old Anias Acevedo, because he was just recklessly endangering a lot of people in LaGrange that night. And again, all involved over a girlfriend. Here at Villa Lorraine, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.